Okay. Oh, sorry about that. All right, today we are going to be looking at this one little thing called, we're going to use the TI-Nspire to find the solutions to a quadratic equation where the roots are not in decimal. They're actually written in this kind of convoluted factor form. We're going to use the polynomial tools to do this one. So let's say we're going to solve this equation. In order for us to solve this equation, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the TI-Nspire CX calculator to find a rational solution or an approximation for an irrational solution, then test each answer choice to see if it matches. In other words, the answer to this problem is going to look like a fraction with an irrational attached to it. And what we're going to do is convert this to a decimal and basically test the answer choices to see which one of these actually matches to the decimal answers. So let's get right to it. So let's take this example first. So let's say I'm trying to find solutions to the equation, and for this we need to go to the calculator. So let's go to add calculator. And let's say we're trying to solve, um, we're doing this example here. Let's say we're doing this example here, x squared minus 4x equals -1. First thing we need to do is we need to solve this. We need to solve the equation, set it equal to 0. So let's write the equation. It is, let's see if I can just get, oh, on this computer's a little different. So x squared minus 4x equals -1. And let's see if I can fix this. All right, x squared minus 4x equals -1. This needs to be an exponent, so let's make that an exponent. All right, and if we need to get this equal to 0, which means we need to get rid of this -1. So to do that, we're going to add a 1 to both sides. So let's add 1 to both sides. And I need to do that on both sides. So let's add 1 here, and let's add 1 there. So let's see. And when we do that, that's going to give us x squared, and I'll just copy this over. That'll give me x squared minus 4x, and since I added 1, I get that. But 1 plus -1 is equal to 0, and so now I have my expression the way I want it. Okay? So now that I have this, then I can go ahead and substitute into my formula where, let's see, if I do it like the way on they do on Inspire, let's see, A2, let's see, A1, and then they have an A naught, I think, 0, and let me make these look like they would on a calculator. So let's see, where are my tools? Okay, I need this. I need this. And I need that. I'm just going a little slower than they would do in the book there. So, from looking at this example, A2 is 1. It's the coefficient of x squared. A1 is -4. And A0 is equal to 1. And those, ooh, that's a really small 1 there. Oh, that's fine. Equals to 1. Let me fix this. Okay. 1. And so these three values are what we'll feed into the calculator. So let's go to the calculator. All right. So let's go to menu, 3, 3 for polynomial tools, and for 1. Okay. A degree is 2 because our highest exponent was 2. Our roots are real. Leave this alone. Now, from our problem, we knew that A2 is 1. Then we had a -4. And then we got another 1 there. And let's press OK. We get this. Should look like our problem now. We press enter and we get this. All right. Let's double check and make sure that I wrote this thing right. X squared. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So uh, let's see what our answer choices were. Since we know that these are our roots, let's look at our answer choices. If we look at our answer choices were A, look at this, -4 plus or minus square root of 20. And so let's try this one first. So let's see, could it be choice A? So -4 plus or minus square root of 20 over 2. So let's see what that is. So I'm going to put fraction here. I'm going to go negative. That's not a negative. -4. And instead of using a plus or minus, I'll just use just a plus. And then I use the square root of 20 over, I believe that was 2. Let's see, let me make sure that was a 2. Um, let's see, it was, yeah, it was a 2. So I'm doing choice A. Let's see, does that look like one of my examples? Nah, that doesn't work. All right, so since we need to get one of these, we can skip that one. Let's try choice B. Choice B, if I can go back, choice B was 4 plus or minus square root of 12 over 2. So let's try that. So I'm just going to actually just edit this and just make that a 4. And I think the square root of 12 it was. And let's see that. Ah, it looks like we have a match. All right. So let's just to make sure, let's go ahead and double test. Let's change the plus to a minus and see if we get the other solution. It looks like we do. We have a match. So our choice, so choice B is our correct here because those are our two roots right there. And that's pretty much it. So that's let's try one more example. Just one maybe slightly tougher example, and then we'll conclude this video. So let's try, let's see, 8 is already solved for 0. So we'll just skip and do number 11. So number 11, our equation is a -5x is equal to x, 5x squared equals x minus 12. We need to transform this so that this is equal to 0. So that means we need to subtract the x and add a 12. That's what we need to do to both sides. So let's do that. We're going to subtract the x and add 12. And we're going to do it to both sides. So let me clone this. We'll do this to both sides. All right, just like we did on the other example. Of course, all these are unlike terms, so we just actually end up just rewriting this. I'll just retype it actually. 5x, -5x minus x plus 12 and equals to 0. Now, how did I get that equals to 0? Well, I get the equals to 0 first. Let me draw the line so you can tell right there. There's, I got equals 0 because those cancel and that cancels. So that's why I got the equal to 0 there. And that whole side cancels out. So now that I have this, I can feed this into the calculator, and where I need a -5, that's my A2, -1, and then a 12. So let's go to the calculator. And let's see, let's go menu, 3, 3. All right, we'll keep that the same. All right, I believe we have a -5. All right, and then we had a -1 and a +12. A -1, and a +12. Press enter. Okay, we get this. Set it up. Press enter. We get these two numbers. These are our two roots. So let's see what our answer choices are in this problem. So let's go back. Look at our answer choices. Let's see. It's 1 plus the minus the square root of 239 over 10. All right. So let's try that first. 1 plus or minus the square root. I need this. 1, I'll just use the plus the square root of 239 over what? Over 10. Over 10. All right. Looks like we don't have a match. Nope. Let's try another one. Let's try the other choice. Okay, let's go back. Definitely not. Let's try 1 plus or minus the square root 241. So let's go ahead and change that 239 to 241 and see if that gives us something nicer. We got a match, but it is, no, we don't. We got the positive, but yeah, not exactly. It's not. It's got to be an exact match. That's kind of tricky. So let's go back. All right. Let's do a -1 plus or minus square root of 233. So let's go back. 239. So let's change that 1 to a -1. See what happens. I'll go back to this one. Press enter and make this a -1. All right. Do we have a match? No. All right. And let's try this other one better. This better work because I'm running out of choices here. Let's say -1 plus or minus square root of 230, 241. So let's try that one. All right. So this better work. Let's make that a negative. And we got a positive here. Yes, we finally have a match. All right. So it looks like we got a match with this root and that root. So just to be clear, let's go ahead and test out the other one. Let's see, let's go make that a minus. Enter. Yes, we have a perfect match. Perfect match. So it was choice D is what we should have picked on this problem. Correct answer here is choice D. All right, so yeah, that would be our answer there. So I hope this video was helpful to you.